But all right, we know about frozen radioactive shrimp. I I wanted this to be fake news. I wanted this not to be true. I wanted this not to be a thing. But according to Senator John Kennedy, if you eat some radioactive shrimp that foreign countries are sending to America, you may end up looking like this picture from the movie Alien. I know, Mom. I heard that. I heard you laugh. I'm calling you out in the chat because I heard you. Yes. Yes. This is if you look, you don't, none of you people, and I know what everyone's gonna say, none of you, what do you mean you people? None of you people have to believe me. None of you people have to believe me. No, we're gonna sit here as a family. And this is a true United States senator. If you eat some of the radioactive shrimp that foreign countries are sending to America, you may end up looking like this picture from the movie Alien, to which he actually has the picture, the chest burst, you know, from the first movie. You know, chest burst that comes out like that. He actually has it in the United States Senate. Now, at least when the Romans went out, they had some dignity. But hey, you know what? Future archaeologists and historians, how the American Empire fell. A picture from the movie Alien.
Mr. President, this is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien. This is what you alien. This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. In late August, the FDA found that raw frozen shrimp from Indonesia.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Sand Queen. The Sand Queen, I sent you some thank you letters, and we love you, and we got nothing but support for you. Thank you. It's so good to see you. I was worried about you. First of all, welcome to the chat. And yes, no, this is real. Everyone's saying, how is this real? This happened. This is the state of our republic. Now, I am not a doctor. I am not a lawyer. I am not a scientist. I am not an expert in these high fields of knowledge, education, lawfare, anything of this nature. But I do know that, yes, eating anything radioactive is bad for you, okay? You don't have to be a super brain genius to know this, but yet there might be morons out there that would do that anyways. I don't want to speak for the morons. I love you. But eating the shrimp is not going to mutate you like a Saturday morning cartoon show, like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and turn you into a monster, okay? You won't turn into the creature from Alien. I feel sorry for his assistant here who has to keep a straight face. I know, buddy. Look at that stoic face right there. I feel your pain.
That raw frozen shrimp from Indonesia was being sold in Walmart, specifically in Walmart stores in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia. It was being sold under the Walmart label called the Great Value label. If you eat it, how could you end up looking like the alien in the Alien? Because the shrimp was radioactive.
But that's not how it works. Like the creature from Alien, again, hey, I'm going to nerd out here. There's a face, first there's an egg. The egg hatches. The face hugger then latches on your face, deposits the alien embryo inside the chest. The face hugger falls off. Person looks normal, then and then the alien comes out, and then comes the movie. Now, eating radioactive shrimp, unless there's like an embryo thing that's going to somehow burst out of your chest or stomach, you're not going to turn into the alien.
I kid you not.
Okay, God.
It had a radioactive isotope in it called cesium-137. It'll kill you. Even if it doesn't turn you into the alien if you eat this stuff, I guarantee you'll grow an extra ear.
That's not how it works, man. This is like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle logic. All right. We all know the mutagen that if you touch it and you touch like an animal, you turn into the creature. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. This is a United States senator, people. I don't, to quote John Carter from Terminator 2, we're not going to make it, are we?
That was bad enough. Obviously, the FDA issued a recall. A few days later, it happened again. The FDA and NOAA, which I'll talk about in a second, found that there were 26,460 packages of shrimp cocktail and 18,000 bags of frozen cooked shrimp being sold once again at Walmart and at Kroger's throughout the United States, containing the same radioactive isotope. How could this happen in America? This is unconscionable. I'll tell you how. Because that shrimp from other countries, which don't abide by the same rules that we abide by in America, which if you eat it will may turn you into the alien, and at a minimum will cause you to grow an extra ear. It's not being inspected. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be inspected by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We call it NOAA. It's part of the Department of Commerce. And yes, they're inspecting some of it, about 1%. On a good day, 2%. The United Kingdom inspects 50% of the foreign seafood coming into its nation. Even China does a better job than the United States of America. This is unconscionable, Mr. President. There's no excuse for it.
Okay, so just a little bit more, because I have a few more minutes of this great scientific breakdown by none other than John Kennedy. All right. Now, look, I understand maybe some people are saying he's kidding. It's just, it didn't have to be this way. It really didn't.
There's no excuse for it. This shrimp, and I'm not just picking on Indonesia, it's other countries. This shrimp is grown in conditions that you can't possibly imagine. Dirty water. They shoot the shrimp full of antibiotics. I confess I didn't know they were shooting them full of this radioactive isotope. But the normal antibiotics that they put in these foreign shrimp are bad enough. That if you eat enough of the foreign shrimp, you become resistant to certain bacteria here in America, because the antibiotics don't work on it anymore, because you've eaten so many shrimp that contains the antibiotics. This is unconscionable, and it should not be happening in the United States of America. Now, I'm biased. I believe in homegrown Louisiana shrimp, fresh, out of the Gulf, not radioactive. But I understand that some stores prefer to buy foreign shrimp because it's cheaper. Now we know why. The damn stuff's radioactive.
Okay. Now, notice he did say get shrimp from the Gulf. Now, there's a lot of Gulf states out there. Now, never forget, there was that big oil disaster in which many of the local shrimping businesses were affected, And in turn, let's face it, when it comes down to trade and markets, if there's concern about the local stuff, hey, you go overseas. Folks, hard lens media advice here. When you eat the shrimp, be it from the Gulf of Mexico or overseas, you will not turn into the creature from Alien. No, you won't. It's a hard lens media guarantee. Watch me test fate, and all of a sudden there's gonna be an actually breaking news story. Man turns into mutant shrimp. Hey, hard lens media, you got it wrong. If that happens, I'll apologize, and then we got bigger issues to worry about. Like how the hell did that guy become? Unless he walked into one of the telepods and became like a brundlefly creature, then okay, But until then, no, folks. And no, that was the microphone from the video. So if there was a little bit issues with the microphone, that was the senator, not hard lens media. So there you go. So this is about really deflecting, or use it at making sure consumers don't buy fish from overseas, but instead buy shrimp that are local here, that are caught by, again, American fisheries. Your food, you have to keep an eye on it. And obviously, I think it's important that we know what's being injected into our fruits and vegetables and meat products. We need to know, and that's why it's always important to look at the ingredients, but also for you to do your own due diligence. But here we are now, the fall of the American Empire. And we have a picture of the creature from Alien. So you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We could sit here and be taken out like the people in Alien, or fight back like the Marines did in the sequel, Aliens. Saw what I did there? All right? Because it ain't game over, baby. If the aliens think they could come here, they got another thing coming. We'll win that fight, as we do all the time, every time.